Hello Pokemon Go trainers, it's the Seahawks fan with another Go Battle League video. In today's video, we are using Crown Double Water. Last season, I spent the almost 300 rare XL candies on Keldeo, one of the rarest Pokemon in the game. Pokemon you had to be playing in 2022, like at the end of the year. Pay $8 for a research. I gave you the Keldeo at the end. It was a pretty easy research. But $8, mythical Pokemon. Definitely a bit of a steep price, but who would have guessed? Who would have guessed it would be over 2 years without another chance at it? Almost 3 years. It is insane. It was perfect chance to get another Keldeo. Thankfully for me, I got an absolute god tier Keldeo. Silver bottle cap would make this a hundo and would be so worth it. I'm very happy it's in the meta right now. Definitely really nice. There definitely are checks to Keldeo, but this thing is a beast. Actually has a losing matchup into Ho-Oh, but Aqua Jet does do a lot of damage. Now, I did try with the double crown Fortune Palkia, but instead of the water double steel, I was like, I have Keldeo. I wanna try out the Crown Double Water. And what made me think, oh, I could do good with Keldeo this season. Actually, I can't remember the name on Twitter, but there was someone that did post that they beat an Aegislash. The cheat code broke an Aegislash. And the screenshot they showed, they had Keldeo into the last Pokemon, I think it was Aegislash. And definitely was like, oh, wow, I could definitely do good. And with Dragons being pushed out, especially Ocean Dialga, which, Keldeo has an okay matchup. Definitely. Some of the fairies also pushed out. Xerneas, you do not see Florges. Definitely rough, but it's good. And I got to be careful with aligning Origin Palkia into a fairy. Waterfall Predator, though, is something we can deal with. And Keldeo does have a real nice matchup into Predator and plenty of other fairies with that Poison Jab fast move. Right now, Ho-Oh into our Crown Zombie Center. This is terrifying, but we have to put trust in the Palkia. It is going to carry a lot of the battles. We took my opponent's last shield. Can we hang on? Brave Bird? Kabooms! But no, they get the last laugh. They get the win. Good game to them. Definitely let me know what teams you're using. I know I can definitely do good. I could definitely do good with Double Crown Palkia. Maybe Kyogre Double Crown. Maybe I'll enjoy that a little bit more. Who knows? Got more battles to do. Stay tuned. Definitely having a fun time with Master League. Definitely hope to get to Expert before Master League leaves, but we'll see. Dark Pulse is going to get some damage into the Palkia. They do reach the next move before I reach the Aqua Tail. I did not throw on the move, so I'm going to shield and farm down, and their Palkia returns, and it goes kaboom! No, it does not go kaboom. Unless you have... Oh, they didn't... I guess they're not going to be trying to go for the Fire Blast. I have some great play. Aqua Jet able to put in some huge damage. And I'm going to get to a Sacred Sword. And it does enough to say goodbye. Let's go. Now, they got some energy before they swapped out of the Palkia. But unfortunately for them, looks like no Fire Blast. I'm not sure if they could have won if they had Fire Blast. Honestly, I think they could have, but I guess they didn't. I was not going to take them down before they could have farmed me down. But right now we have Keldeo. Keldeo has a nice matchup into the Crown. It's definitely much better into Zama. It's not a terrible matchup into Zacian, with Zacian not running Play Rough often. But it is a scary possibility. And my Keldeo is just good enough to win the one shield scenario if I correctly shield the spatial end, which is awesome. Missing only 2 HP, missing no defense. Definitely very nice. Fire Blast from the Palkia is respected. I was like, that's too much energy. In the battle, I think I was like, there's no way it's a Fire Blast. But they just kept getting energy, and I was like, yep, Fire Blast. Now, like everyone who does lose because Fire Blast kabooms the crown, I mean, I think just got to give it to your opponent running Fire Blast Palkia. Just how it goes. Fair play to the people running it. A move that costs twice the amount of energy as more energy than 2 Aqua Tails, that is a lot. But it is a very potentially risky move. And even if you don't have it, it can be very useful to farm down a Pokemon, especially like a QM. Ice Fang, maybe Shadow Claw Black QM. You get a decent amount of chip damage before you bring in the Palkia. But Kyogre is able to take out the Keldeo. I've seen some Ho-Oh and Lugias together. Definitely may have to try that out. Although I'm not entirely sure what third I would run. I think I've seen people running Urshifu as a third. I don't have one built yet. Maybe one day. Or unable to take the KO with the Aqua Tail of the Ho-Oh. But I trust the shielded Zamazenta. I know that Ho-Oh is energy dry. And they're not going to get to another move up against the Zama. And Hydro Pump Full Send is not enough to break through the shield and get the KO. Thankfully, the game worked properly. That would have been a hilarious way to lose from an insane bug. But, I mean, that's not a bug. That's happened ever. But never say never, so. Not gonna say never gonna happen, but especially with the developers of this game, the developers that this game has lost over the years. Who knows? But they're of course gonna not let me stay in with Keldeo into the Ho-Oh. Origin Palkia, though, is a fine target for me to spam out these moves. Here we do get that energy out. Shield the piece. I don't mind taking an Aqua Tail, but they don't have Aqua Tail to throw. Time. And Black Kyum is a lovely Pokemon to see come in, and we make it a fantastic catch of Fusion Bolt. Get wrecked. We're able to put in some good work. We didn't take too much damage. If we gave them a 2 Incinerate farm down, that would have been problematic. But we do get them quite low. Brave Bird is reached, but they do not reach another move. Let's go. And we just need Aqua Tail for the chip and one last Dragon Breath if not enough for the KO. Oh, it is enough. Let's go. Phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Kyogre lead, okay. I actually probably could just swap into Keldeo, but I'm like, maybe 2 crowns. But with having Keldeo, I'm going to go for the close combat straight away. Get some nice damage. I'm going to bring in Black Kyum. The Dragon Tail, I think, may have needed to throw one poison jab before I threw the charge attack. I'm in a fine spot, though. Could be a potentially better spot. I'm not sure on the counts. If I did good. They have a shield advantage. They have their own Origin Palkia. Double Water Dragon. Instead of Double Water Steel. And they misjudged the energy I was going to get. Shunned the Origin Palkia, not able to do that last bit of damage to avoid one extra charge attack. And I can safely bring in Crown Zamazenta and then bring in Origin Palkia. Origin Palkia gets nuked from Blizzard, but it's not enough because their Palkia does not have the HP to deal. And I get the win. I get the win instead of my opponent. Very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, it's a nice lead into Kyogre. Now, the next battle, not a Shundo Origin Palkia, but still a pretty... it's an okay IV one. We're going to bring in Keldeo straight away. And we caught the Aqua Tail resisted Aqua Tail. We're going to go full move ASAP. And we're going to take a 2-0 shield advantage. What is my opponent doing? I'm like, what is... They're terrified of Keldeo. It's phenomenal. I'm able to get another move out. I am going to shield up Zamazenta. Yeah, I am. Because I can Ice Fang down before their next move. Or they bring in Ho-Oh. And this is just amazing. I don't mind shielding up a Brave Bird. If it's Sacred Fire, so be it. I definitely could have thrown a little bit more Dragon with damage, but it's fine. I'm in an amazing spot. They do not want the smoke of this team. They have their own Zamazenta. This could be a little close, but we are going to have that move loaded. Close combat says goodbye, Zama. The Aqua Tail chip was enough to put them in range of the close combat. I mean, yeah, this team definitely real nice. I did start like 2440s with Elo. Lost a bit of Elo trying some other things out. Just how it goes. Some days you go up, some days you go down, some days you like stay the same. Maybe even just a few Elo, like 5, 10, 30, 20. But we take a 2-0 shield advantage up against a Ho-Oh. What is my opponent doing? What an amazing spot. They are going to Sacred Fire. It is going to take a shield. It is what it is. And we are going to take the KO. We are going to get to the Sacred Sword just a little too late before the Aqua Tail's reached. It's not worth shielding Aqua Tail. They bring in White Kyurem. White Kyurem is gonna go. Kaboom! Get nuked. And a little too late for this Aqua Tail. We're not even KO'd. Wasn't gonna give them the win. Very nice. Very nice for me. We got Urshifu. I'm gonna safe swap Keldeo immediately. And Keldeo is going to launch a Sacred Sword. Then they're going to bring in Shundo and Palkia. Okay, cool. Definitely not too shabby of a thing to see. We're going to get to the next Sacred Sword. Does my opponent know we're going to not have enough energy before their next move? They are smart. And we have Zama to absorb all the energy. I respect the Fire Blast. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. I respected the Fire Blast. That would have been a very good position for my opponent. They did land it, but nope. I was not silly enough. Able to clean up that Urshifu. I mean, Double Crown Urshifu, definitely a powerful team. And props to the people who dumped their work cells into Urshifu. We are going to shield close combat. We are going to get hit by the next move. Can we farm down Palkia? Yes, we can. Is there any chance we can do enough damage to that Zacian? We do not get to the second move. Fair play to my opponent. This is a good team for a reason. Zama v Zacian. Zam v Zaz. Zach. We're going to go for Behemoth Bash first. And it's going to get some good damage. We're going to shield their move. Close combat as expected. Going to go for the next move. And I'm going to swap into Keldeo at this point. They're going to not leave the Zacian and to get taken down. You're going to have Shiny Meloetta safe swap. Now, they could have Thunder, Psyshock, cheap move, but strong, super effective. And they kaboom with Thunderbolt. But really not that much damage to Keldeo. Unfortunately, we did not do enough damage to avoid the Thunderbolt into the Zamazenta. Oh no, we have Origin Palkia. Oh, that is amazing, but also we do still have a bit of a healthy Zacian to deal with. We can we no shield the move of the Ho-Oh, and we put trust in our Zamazenta. They close combat. Let's go. They may have the ability to land a Incinerate into Zamazenta, but unfortunately for them, we survive one. And energy regain is enough to reach 2 moves before 2 Incinerates lands. Honestly, maybe, yeah. I mean, considering I did throw Close Combat as the second move, I think they could have KO'd with the second Incinerate. Zam v Zam. Zam, Zam, Zam. The Zams. Ice Fang Zamazenta. It is ranked number 1 in Mass League for a reason. We're going to bring in Keldeo. We can survive a move. Still takes a lot of damage, but survive. And we can get super effective. 6 foot out. But fair play to my opponent running Giratina. This is bad, bad, bad. Actually, maybe it would be a little bit better to throw the Aqua Jet. But we're in a tough spot, even with the Crown Zamazenta into this Giratina. It's definitely not easy. Maybe I should have just brought an Orchid Palkia. Dragon Breath, Fast Attack, Pressure. It's a lot more. I do bring in my Palkia, and yeah, probably... I mean, I'm definitely scared of a potential Rhyperior in the back. Will we find out what door number 3 is? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what we can do. Close combat. But they avoid the Aqua Tail. That is so tough. We do actually, no, they don't avoid the Aqua Tail. And they have Reshiram in the back. Yeah, no chance anymore. It is what it is. Close battles. Good swap by my opponent. Cool team build. Next battle, we RPS our opponent. I mean, this may be an Ice Fang right Kyurem. But Fusion Flare is a big worry for the Zam. And we are going to swap on alignment. Catch that next Fusion Flare. Going to do a little bit of damage into Keldeo. And Shadow Rhyperior comes in. We're going to no-shield the Breaking Swipe. We're going to get another fast move in, which could have been an absolute throw of the game, but nuked the Rhyperior. After surviving, get a nice Ice Fang farm down. Avoid another charge attack. And we can put in some good work up against the Crown Zacian. We do not get to the second Behemoth Bash before a move is launched from the Zacian. Do they shield? They do shield. But I should be able to get to Aqua Tail in time. But they are heads up ready to swap. But that Aqua Tail damage was enough to put the Kyurem low enough for Dragon Breath farm down. Close combat is reached, but not enough for the KO. Ice Fang added some chip damage, but it was not enough to save my opponent. Let's go. Go Crown Zamazenta. We have Ho-Oh in the next battle. Let's see how Keldeo does with the save switch into this Ho-Oh. We are in a pretty okay spot after that Brave Bird and dip. Able to put some good damage with Aqua Jet or take a shield. I mean, Shadow Claw is going to add up. Not going to shield that move. Moongeist, full Zen Kaboom. Let's go. We're going to be able to take a shield back or KO, but my opponent wisely shields up because they do get to the Moongeist. So they have 1-0 shield advantage. We have some nice energy. And they do have their own Crown Zama. But we did get this Ho-Oh low enough, and they do not swap quick enough to avoid this Behemoth Bash. Let's go. That is huge. But is there a way for me to win? Able to get a nice farm down, but is their Zama just too healthy? If we had Fire Blast, this would have been an amazing KO. But nope. Fair play to my opponent. Just closing out correctly. Just tough not being able to get those close combats from my Zama into theirs. Definitely a tough matchup if you Yeah, tough to not get that matchup. Zacian's going to throw the first move. Going to no-shield the close combat. They're going to bring in Meloetta, Shiny Meloetta. I'm not sure if this is the Shundo CP. I like Best Buddy boosted level 50. I feel like it is Best Buddy boosted at least, maybe not. Let's see how the Zero Shield scenario for Keldeo does. We do hang on just long enough to reach that. 6-4, not enough the KO, unfortunately. We're going to bring in Palkia, get a farm down, but they're going to reach 2 moves, 2 Psy Shocks. That is annoying. I'm in a tough spot, but let's see what can I do, what voodoo magic, or is there just too much of a mountain to climb? White Kyurem in the back, ugh, yeah, just shielded Zacian just going to be too much. If I had gotten 1 shield from them, maybe. Definitely should have just thrown the Aqua Tail. It is what it is. Bringing Keldeo for the Urshifu. I don't mind battling Urshifus with this team. I mean, I'd rather not. There's definitely plenty of other Pokemon I'd rather battle, but gonna see Urshifu. Definitely, it is a beast. One day I'll build it. Maybe this season. Maybe we'll get Gigantamax this season. That'd be nice. I'm like, I know it's not a raid Pokemon right now, but like it is gonna get added to max battles one day, maybe next season. But close combat and dip, and they bring back the Urshifu, and I got a close combat waiting for the Urshifu in time for a Palkia v Urshifu once again. Dynamic Punch, huge damage, but it is what it is. I'm in a good spot. We finally take down one of the Pokemon. Time for Aqua Tail. 1, not enough. But dang nabbit, we don't drag them down before they reach a move. They have Rhyperior in the back. Shadow Rhyperior, let's go. Maybe if they were the slightest quicker of somehow being able to bring it in, which I guess the switch clock wasn't up yet. They may have been able to do enough damage. Actually, no. They lose the Zero Shield scenario. I feel like maybe there was somehow a chance, but maybe just silly goose me. Urshifu is going to be forced to shield Sacred Sword if it did not want to go down. That is what I want to see. And I have a much better matchup. Pokemon to go up against Urshifu and Palkia, and we get a nice farm down. And Spatial Rend is kaboom! It kabooms my opponent's Palkia. And now with the Crown Zama v Crown Zacian, I can just throw the moves. I got the shield advantage. They don't have a huge energy advantage. That will counteract the shield advantage. Close combat is going to take the last shield, and we're going to make a nasty catch of their move. Let's go. Get wrecked. Get schooled. Get got. Yippee, game lag. It is what it is. Opponent probably close the app instead of just top lefting. I mean, I've done the same. I mean, the game is a game, but when the game freezes like that at the end of the battle when you've lost, I mean, I get it. It is what it is. Just gotta move on to the next battle. Get the win, just play it out. We're going to close combat and dip the Crown Zacian. If they have play rough, they one-shot me. If not, they don't take me out. They have Origin Palkia to come in. That's nice to see. Definitely nice to drag them out. Especially for Crown Zama. And I'm like, okay, that's a lot of energy. Is there any chance? Okay, no, that's not a 5 last. And that's definitely not a 5 last. I'm not sure if they were at energy for a 5 last, but Ice Fang takes them down. That is the beauty of Ice Fang. Zamazenta is so much better into Origin Palkia than Metal Claw. Close combat is going to say goodbye to that Zacian, And unfortunately for door number 3, Black Kyurem does not have a boatload of energy to take out the Palkia before. Oh, it doesn't even take out the Palkia with that Fusion Bolt. Dragging with too much. Let's go. That's what I love to see. We have Kyogre. Gonna let them land. Actually, no. Just gonna go straight for the close combat. It is good to let Kyogre throw the first surf before you throw a move. But also, I have decent counters into Kyogre with this team. My opponent does make a nice catch of Sacred Sword into their Goldengo. That is resistant move. I do really like the pacing of 5 Poison Jabs for Sacred Sword and 6 for an Aqua Jet. We do get to the next Aqua Jet and we take the KO. Oh my gosh, Kyogre is not going to take the KO. He gets some energy, that's nice. But unfortunately for my opponent, they are in a terrible spot. Because Origin Palkia into Kyogre is one of the toughest matchups to flip in the game. That is so difficult. I mean, yeah, they could land a Blizzard and do huge damage, but yeah, it's just tough. We have just enough energy on Azama to deal with the Zacian. And they're not going to get to another move for the Palkia. And Palkia is going to say goodbye. But they're going to top left right before I throw the Spatial Rend. They knew it was inevitable. Giratina lead. Okay, this is okay. Oh, they're going to bring in Rhyperior. I know this team. There's a Crown Zacian in the back. And I kind of fumbled because this is a losing matchup. With 2 shields apiece. Gonna just take the shield advantage, bring in Keldeo. I definitely would have been way better off having Origin Palkia for the Giratina. I only need Sacred Sword for the KO, but I do need a lot of work from Crown Zamazenta. We are met with the Zacian, but this is a sticky scenario because Keldeo does not want that Giratina at all. We have the slightest energy lead on Zama, but to actually no, we don't need to debuff ourselves for big damage, which is very nice. We're gonna be down to 0 shields now, but switch clock should be up. They're gonna bring in Giratina though. I do not make a catch of the move, and it does a good amount of damage. How much does Behemoth Bash do? Behemoth Bash gets him down to yellow, but that's not enough. We cannot reach a move. It is what it is. Should have just safe swapped Keldeo into the Rhyperior. Would have had a much better plan. But it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed the battles. This Crown Double Water team, definitely a lot of fun. I mean, of course, most people do not have the Keldeo. Or even if you do have Keldeo, odds are it's not one you want to power up. But I hope you enjoyed the battles. Subscribe to the channel for daily Go battling videos and other Pokemon Go content. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a good time with the game. There's a lot going on every week. So much going on.